in the wake of Senator Ted Cruz's call for the U.S. government to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, a lot of Muslims in Nigeria, not the least the head of all Muslims in Nigeria, have been saying all kinds of things. Their comments are, I don't know what to call it. I know that I've spoken about what Sultan of Sokoto, the head of all Muslims in Nigeria, said, particularly when he was calling for a crackdown on social media in Nigeria. But in this video, I want to call out another attention to something else, which I find interesting in his comments. So let's just dive into it. Here is Vanguard's newspaper's coverage of the reaction of the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammad Saad Abubakar III. There is no Christian genocide in the North, Sultan. That is the head. That is the headline of this news article by Vanguard newspaper. Let's look at the body of the news. And this time around, I want to draw attention to something else that the Sultan said. So here, I want to highlight these two paragraphs. And those are the things that I want to concentrate on in this video. The monarch, I've said, he is not just a monarch. Vanguard is lying, or at least saying, giving us half-truth. So he is the head of all Muslims in Nigeria. He is the President General of the Supreme Council. The Supreme, you know the meaning of Supreme? That is the highest council of Islamic affairs in Nigeria. And this man, this Sultan, who they are calling monarch here, is the head of the Supreme Council of Islamic affairs in Nigeria. And so he said Christians and Muslims have coexisted peacefully. This is where I'm going. Peacefully. For centuries in the North. They have coexisted peacefully. That's where I'm going to pick my comments today. So I want to show some peaceful coexistence between the Muslims and Christians in Nigeria. So I have a video to share with you. Here is a video clip of something that happened in 2022, about 3 years ago. Let's just watch.
It's Thursday morning, 12th of May. Everybody's talking. The internet is going crazy. Something is trending in West Africa, Nigeria, but something not positive. A female student of Shehu Shagari College of Education, Sokoto, simply identified as Deborah, has been brutally beaten and burned to death.
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam yan bura uba ki kone Allah shi kara miki nauyin kasa yan bura uba kone zakiyo da kyau Allahu akbar.
Believe it or not, that is the body of Deborah burning right there.
So I believe that you watched this. Okay. Look at the lady on the screen. That is Deborah Samuel, a Christian student at the Shehu Shagari College of Education in Sokoto. Let me remind you that the Sultan is based in Sokoto, and he was aware of all these things. This is the peaceful coexistence that has been between the Muslims and the Christians for centuries, according to the Sultan. And so what happened here? What happened? Deborah Samuel, a student of that institution, was on a group chat together with some nasty Muslims. That group chat was meant to have discussions between students maybe for tutorials or to discuss test questions or things like that. And the Muslims kept on posting Islamic content. This lady protested and she was lynched and beaten to coma and set ablaze. That is the lady burning right there, live on your screen. Maybe I should rewind a little so you can see. Let's watch again. Can you see? That is Deborah Samuel burning there. That is Deborah Samuel burning there. And you see Muslims rejoicing, shouting Allahu Akbar.
Believe it or not, that is the body of Deborah burning right there.
That was 2022, May 12th, 2022, around that time. Now, I want to highlight what happened immediately after that incident. Some students, because they didn't hide their faces, I'm going to show their true faces. They didn't hide it themselves. They were, in fact, one of them held matchbox and he said, I was the one that lit it, celebrating the death of Deborah Samuel. Everything was caught on camera. They were the ones that recorded it and posted on the internet. Okay, so I'm going to show what happened afterwards. So some of them were apprehended. About 2 days after that, the mobs, Muslim mobs in Sokoto, in the Sultanate of Alhaji Saad Abubakar III, they organized themselves and lit the township on fire and protested violently. They were not protesting the death, they were protesting the arrest of the murderers of Deborah Samuel. Let me share with you some of the videos. Here is how the protest was reported on Channels News. It's a TV station in Nigeria.
Muslim youths in Sokoto State trooped out in their numbers earlier today in protest against those accusing them of resorting to violence and jungle justice following the death of female student Deborah Samuel for alleged blasphemy. The youths are asking the state government as well as security agencies to release those arrested in connection with the killing. Armed with placards with different inscriptions, some protesters stormed the Kanwuri, which is close to the Sultanate Council, and later visited the Sultan's palace, demanding the release of the suspect.
I hope you have heard it there. You have heard it. They were not protesting the murder, they were protesting the arrest of the murderers. And they were demanding that the authorities release them for them. Now, the news anchor here tried to say they carried placards. No, they did more than that. See, on their own screen, I want to show you something. Look at the mob. This is the mob. Now, look at what they did. They were throwing firearms at the police officers.
Violence and jungle justice following the death of female student Deborah Samuel.
Have you seen that?
For alleged blasphemy.
Watch again. Have you seen that? They were throwing firearms at police officers. If this happened in southern Nigeria, all hell will break loose. All hell. They were protesting against people that accused them of jungle justice. You heard it in the news. You heard it. Now, what else happened? They went close to the Sultanate Council, the palace of the Sultan, and they protested there. In fact, they visited the Sultan. Watch.
As well as security agencies to release those arrested in connection with the killing. Armed with placards with different inscriptions, some protesters stormed the Kanwuri, which is close to the Sultanate Council.
You heard that. Close to the Sultanate Council. After that, what did they do?
Council, and later visited the Sultan's palace, demanding the release of the suspect.
That is it. That is what normally happens in northern Nigeria. They killed a Christian in cold blood, burnt her to death, and the police arrested the suspects. Then all hell broke loose in the town. I'm going to show you another thing. Okay, you've seen part of the protest. They went to the palace of the Sultan. It's this same Sultan who has been reigning since 2006. They were demanding the release. Were they released eventually? Oh yes, they were released. But I want to show you another thing. Here is another video of the protest that we're talking about. You see, the creator of this content is saying graphic content, viewer discretion advised. Let's watch. Look at the carnage. See, look at what happened. Look at the chaos. Look at how they were smashing properties, destroying things. Okay, so this happened. The Sultan was aware of all this. Let me ask a question. Whose property do you think they were destroying? Muslim properties? No. No. I mean, just think it would be Christian property that they were smashing. Look at it. Look at the town. This is a segment. This is just an area of the town. That was what happened all over. And in some other towns in northern Nigeria. Eventually, they were released. The people were released. Because on the day of the arraignment in court, over 30 so-called lawyers went to represent the murderers. The murderers had a lot of them. A lot of the lawyers went there. Eventually, they were released. There was a lady in, I think, Bauchi State, who commented online about this injustice. She was arrested, put in custody, put in jail for 1.5 years without trial. It took the efforts of people like Showore. There is one politician called Showore in Nigeria. Showore and some other people to mobilize before she was released after 1.5 years. She only commented on the internet that this is injustice. Okay? The Sultan, who is now talking about there is peaceful coexistence, he condemned it. Condemned it. You understand that? That everybody does that. He condemned it. But that was all. And this is peaceful coexistence. This is just one incident. Just one. And this one involved one person. There are other incidents that involved countless lives. And the Sultan is talking about peaceful coexistence. Obviously, he's lying. I'm going to show you the faces of the people that lynched Deborah Samuel. So it wasn't that were they known, were they not known? No, it was in broad daylight. They recorded themselves, put their faces on camera, and they're walking free now. They're walking free. So let's see. I want to show their faces. This is the lady. No justice till now. Look at the face of these people. The one on the right is the one that boasted that he lit the fire. Nothing was done to him. Nothing. He's walking free now. The one on the left, this was campus. They were rejoicing. You can see. This is the lady they killed for doing nothing other than protesting that the group chat was not meant for Islamic propaganda. And they killed her. This is man. Look at the match in his hand. Have you seen? You see the matchbox. The fire, the bonfire on the right, that was Deborah Samuel burning. While she was still burning, this man, this demon, went about rejoicing, jumping here and there. This is Nigeria. This is the peaceful coexistence that the Sultan actually was talking about. And I think you can agree. We can all agree with the Sultan that yes, Christians and Muslims are living peacefully together, while the Christians are being peacefully killed, peacefully murdered, peacefully genocided in Nigeria. So please like and share this video. And if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe so that you can have more contents like this. Catch you in the next video. God bless you.